So we can intuitively say that the selection or the success ratio is very less in these competitive exams, and only certain special students who have got a very strong and complex mind brain algorithm are able to crack the competitive exams. So the thing is that uh, it's the game of the mind brain system, as you can see over here. Now thing is that coming to the coaching institutions who provide training programs for that, the thing is that most of the students who enroll in the coaching institutes have underdeveloped or weak mind brain systems, which when compared with the requirements in cracking competitive exams. So the students who enroll in a particular coaching institute or educational system, they have weak and simple algorithms which is not sufficient to crack the competitive exam. So the thing is that because of underdeveloped or undeveloped mind brain system, most of the students are not able to absorb the huge information provided by the coaching institutes or the training systems. As you can see over here in the figure, that a student is being given a lot of books here are metaphorically representing the huge information source. And such a student is not able to utilize them properly. He is having a negative feeling, a negative vibration toward preparation. Whereas so this is for a student with underdeveloped mind brain system, so he'll just have a chunk of books and he'll just think that just by collecting some books your job is done, but it's not the fact. Whereas for a student with a developed mind brain system, he has a systematically arranged information sources and he's ready to work on them, so as depicted in this figure. So if we say that analyzing statistically that in JEE and NEET there are about 5,000 pages, and out of these pages only 20 to 25 pages are of relevance in the competitive exam. So we can say that on an average out of 200 pages only one page is important, so that will fetch result. So it explains the precision required to crack the competitive exam. So here is the high pressure exam conditions. You feel like so many things are going on inside your head and you don't know how to orient them in a certain way. One part of the brain is busy in thinking, another part in memory retrieval, another part in analysis, and all these functions are occurring simultaneously. So you need to switch your focus from one function to another in a series way, because human brain cannot process parallel information. So there has to be a switching mechanism, and because of the inability to manage the internal processes, there is a very poor score, let's say 0 out of 200 marks. So if you study hard but you are not able to retain the information which you learned during your preparation as shown over here, then you will score 0 marks. Whereas if you are able to retain what you studied when you appear for the test, then there will be a good result. So the central point here is retention of information in the exams, which is the key to success. So the thing is that simply studying is not going to work. You need to prepare with a strategy as shown over here. So you need to develop a strategy to fetch information, to store 5,000 pages in your mind brain system, and also practice how to retrieve them as and when needed under high pressure exam conditions. So prepare with a strategy. You are just a collection of neurons, and the brain in the collection of neurons, and the interaction between mind and brain decides your success in competitive exams. So the general thing is that students are generally afraid of questions as shown over here. This student is, when she just started solving a particular problem, then there is a natural negative vibe inside his mind brain system, and she is not feeling comfortable in that. So another thing is that students with weak mind brain system are unable to solve questions. They will start having negative thoughts, uncontrolled thoughts, anxiety, depression, but they'll be unable to solve questions. So this is the difference between a successful and unsuccessful student.